for Wind to get back into this. We have a starport with Raven coming out. I like Raven. Ravens are going to, for PDD, obviously. PDD just completely stops Mutalisks in their tracks, just stops all the glaive fire, and it's so good against Mutas. So very nice choice of tech right there from STC, as he's going to run in here with his Hellions once again. Does not have pre-igniter at all, but it doesn't really matter. If you can get some drone kills, that would be very nice. Gonna run up here, and oh, there's an in-base hatchery and a Baneling's nest coming up for Wind, who's forced to actually run his drones away from the Hellions. The Mutas still not taking out these Hellions. What is Wind doing? He needs to control these Mutas a little bit better, and he's not going to lose any drones, thankfully. But that was a very close call right there for Wind. He could have took a lot more damage than was necessary, and he did reveal all his tech though, so those Hellions saw everything. They saw the Baneling's nest, centrifugal hooks going down, pathogenic glands for infestors, and he's even got an in-base hatchery. So obviously he feels like he just doesn't have enough larvae, and he's also building a fourth hatchery out here, which would be his third expansion. So we'll see how that works out for him, as STC here is thinking about pushing those rocks down. He has a sizable force on the ground as the Mutas are pushing into the natural, but there are already turrets positioned right here at the natural expansion, and I don't see how these Mutas are going to be able to do much at all. STC here pushing these rocks down with his siege tanks and his marines. He's just clearing a path towards the Zerg base. Every good player wants to do this when they feel like they have a strong position of control. Just cut that shortcut through and then pound their way into the natural. I like how Wind right now has some infestors, and with fungal growth along with banelings and speedlings, that can really wreck any Terran force, because you can't run away from the banelings when you're stuck to the ground from the fungal growth. And these infestors do have enough energy. Wind here is gonna have to get some nice fungal growths down. There we go, great fungal growth on those marines, but the Mutas not being controlled there, and the Mutas all getting taken out. And I don't know if that was the best of trades. He did whittle down some of the marines, and the medvacs, of course, are wasting their energy as well. Do we have hive tech on the way? We do not for Wind. Wind here is going to have to make something happen. He is going in with his Muta Baneling and his Infestor is going to get a nice fungal growth down, and the Baneling's just demolishing a lot of the Marines in the front, but the siege tanks in the back just shelling everything away. All the infantry getting taken out in that exchange, but the mech survives. The mech, of course, the siege tank has literally 1 HP. But the mech survives, and all Wind has to do right now is get those roaches and pick off that siege tank. Oh my goodness, Wind here is just throwing his units away. His income is higher, or not higher, but pretty much even to the Terran player, but he's just tossing units to the meat grinder. 96 supply to 112, not good for Wind right now. He's, oh my goodness, almost trying to pick up that siege tank, but the SCV is coming in to repair the tank that was at 1 HP, and STC here is in a strong position. He has pretty much divided the Zerg base in half, where the creep stands between the 4th and the 3rd natural. He's got all these siege tanks lined up in a very nice position, which is going to add all that depth when the Zerg player tries to attack. The Marines pushing forward, trying to lure the Zerg units, and this is not good for Wind right now. He needs to make something happen. He is going to lose this 4th hatchery, the 3rd expansion, because it's just no way he can come to defend that, but he's going to run in with all of his Lings and Banelings and Mutas to try to do some damage. The Marines microing away from the Banelings. Nice control from STC, but the speed eventually catching up because he's got that creep bonus, and the Mutas now coming in to try to pick off all of these siege tanks, but of course the point defense drone just blocking all the attacks of the Mutas, and the SCVs coming in to repair the tanks at the last second. Great play from both of these players right here, and the Banelings are going to come in once again. Is SCC going to be able to control his Marines and not allow him to get, oh, nice split from SCC, splitting all of his Marines away from the Banelings and keeping about half of them alive right there. Great micro from SCC right there, showing how to control the Marines, just splitting them all into 3 different directions to minimize the loss when those Banelings do explode due to the AoE damage. Great control as SCC now still pushing forward, still has his position forward of the Zerg base. He's throwing up supply depots right now as well to help make a blockade against the Zerg player, and this is not good for Wind. 83 supply to 120. Both players just so much APM, 200, 300 average. This is just an incredible game of micro from both these players, but it looks like SCC here is going to go for the jugular. He is going to possibly take out this Evo chamber. Banelings running in once again, but not really effective in killing all of these Marines. I really like STC's micro here with his Marines, dodging Baneling after Baneling. It's just so beautiful. beautiful. And here we go once again. Wind gonna run back in with his mutas and banelings, and all the Marines just splitting apart to stay away from the banelings. Great control again, but of course a lot of them falling, but about 8 or 6 surviving. And STC here with his +1 upgrades is trying to focus down this hatchery. Can he take it down? More Marines coming in along with the medvacs as well. Drones forced to pull off the line to deal with these Marines, but it's not going to be enough. Wind just losing all of his drones at the natural expansion. Some banelings running in as well, and the hatchery falls. The hatchery falls. The Berlin Wall has been erected outside of the eastern Zerg base, and there's just nothing that Wind can do. STC is just outplaying Wind right now, straight up, and it's 29 harvesters to 53. What can he hope to do? The units lost tab showing Wind just losing, oh my goodness, 3 times more resources than the Terran player. And STC here is looking to end this game very, very soon. I would not be surprised to see Wind GG right now. He's still making mutas and banelings and zerglings. This really is one of the ways to deal with Terran mech, but you do need fungal growth. He just doesn't have any infestors to keep those Marines split, and oh my god, the Marines just forking away once again. Great control from STC, and like I said, you need fungal growth to keep the Marines in position, but my goodness, STC just showing how it's done, running in here once again with his Marines, and he is looking to end the game right now. Not much that the Zerg player can do at this point, as some Zerglings just kind of running in here to the Terran base. Look at this Terran base, great control from SEC, playing 2 base the entire time to the Zergs, 2.5 I would say. Nice play, nice control from SEC and his Marines, and Wind gave it all he could, but unfortunately without fungal growth could not root those Marines to the ground, and with the impeccable micro and multitasking and APM from SEC was able to split his Marines so many times. So I really like that game. That was an incredible game from SEC, dominating Zerg players left and right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that broadcast, and of course if you guys like what you see, make sure to subscribe, youtube.com/HDStarcraft. And if you guys want to see more epic replays or want to have me cast more epic replays, go ahead and check out the StarcraftArena.net thread, where we are looking to pick up the best of the best of the best replays. So thanks all guys. HD signing out.